Well, it's once again time for another This Week in Bar Harbor, and we've had absolutely fantastic weather all summer long after our winter and spring of discontent. But today there's a little bit of rain, tomorrow a little bit of rain, and when I grew up in Bermuda we used to call it liquid sunshine. But because we were so dependent upon the tourists. But there's, just because it's raining in Bar Harbor doesn't mean stop, cancel everything. There's really so much to do.
There really is. I feel like the rain actually brings out this whole other side of Bar Harbor. There's just so much activity. I mean, I just was driving downtown and it was a downpour, but I have never seen the downtown area more busy. There's so many neat shops to just kind of scoot around to, underneath the awnings or with an umbrella, just kind of wander that downtown area. Or you could even go to one of the fantastic museums we have. I mean, there's so much to do and explore.
Well, and it's really great for the restaurants because I've never seen the restaurants as busy as what they are today. Walking around and driving around, everybody is packed right now, so it's great. And boy, I'll tell you, there's some great options to eat and drink here in Bar Harbor.
Oh, they are. And this kind of weather is perfect for, a nice cup of clam chowder, and, or some lobster bisque even.
Absolutely. And we talked about the museums. Bar Harbor has quite a few museums.
Yeah, we're actually really lucky. Here in Bar Harbor, we have the Abbe Museum, which is the only Smithsonian affiliate in the state of Maine. It's an amazing museum that pays homage to the Wabanaki culture here in Maine. They have some really wonderful contemporary exhibits. They also have some archaeological exhibits. It's just this really beautiful spectrum and really well curated, lots of information, and they're always having great interpretive programs there. Sometimes, there's basket weaving lessons, or, there's beading classes, or this, that, and the other thing. So it's always great to go check out what they might be offering on a rainy day like today.
Absolutely. And there are other places. I mean, we talked about the stores that offer tremendous sales throughout the summer. And even though it's raining, my son went up hiking Cadillac Mountain this morning, and I said, it's going to be raining, and he was like, yeah, that's okay. So he drove from Bangor down here, was up there to see the fog. Yeah. He was looking for the sunrise, but had a great time camping, or not camping, but climbing up Cadillac Mountain.
Yeah, and you know what? If climbing's not your thing in the rain, another great option is walking the Carriage Roads. They wander through the moss-covered forests, some of the pine trees, and the rain just brings that woodsy smell right out. So it becomes this whole different experience of the park and the trails around here. One
of the things that I've had the privilege of riding on was Ollie's Trolley, and taking up through the carriage trails up to Cadillac Mountain. And so there are you don't want to bring your car, although you could drive up a little bit, but Ollie's Trolley is a great way to go up and explore through Acadia National Park. Yeah,
it's a really neat way to get out and see see the area. And Ollie's Trolley actually does some really great historical tours through the downtown of Bar Harbor, which actually reminds me, the Bar Harbor Historical Society has a museum right here in downtown as well. And I tell you, I could go in there and just explore for hours. There is so much information. And if you're a history buff, I mean, you're just in heaven there because it's amazing. Just one thing after another. And I mean, I've lived here my whole life and there's always a new discovery.
Now, one of the things that we talked about last week was the Vanderbilt design carriage house, and that fits in nicely with the Historical Society as well.
It does, actually. Yeah, that's a great point. The Vanderbilt Designer Carriage House is actually this project that's put together by Sotheby's Realty, along with the Swan Agency and Maine Home Design. And what they do every year, or what they've started doing every year, is renovating one of the old historic homes here on the island. And they invite contractors from the area and completely redo this historic home, not only for the preservation and conservation of that historical site, but additionally to just kind of create a showcase home of sorts. And then what they do is they keep it open for a certain period of time, and they charge an admission. And that admission cost actually benefits one of the local nonprofits. So, like you mentioned, this year it's benefiting the Bar Harbor Historical Society. And because it's such a historic site, being the Vanderbilt Carriage House directly across from the park entrance, it's especially great this year. So they've recently opened it. I believe it opened on July 12th, and they'll be operating tours or home tours through that through mid-August.
And that's just right in Hull's Cove, as we mentioned.
It
right
is.
On the way into Bar Harbor. And if you turn right, you go right up into Acadia National Park. But if you're coming into Bar Harbor, you're going to drive by it.
Yeah, I have to get out there myself. So I'm excited to see it. They always do such a great job.
And there are also lots of events happening in Bar Harbor later on in the summer. And if people want to find out about all those events, they need to go to your website, correct?
Yeah, on barharborinfo.com we have a full events calendar that operates. There's events that are posted for every single day of the year. So if you're planning a trip to Bar Harbor, just make sure you go to our website and check it out. We operate a lot of events here through the Chamber, but this is a great sort of common area for all of the different organizations and all of the different events here on the island to kind of put that out in one central location.
And if people want to call the Chamber for information about whether it be campsite rentals, hotel stays, restaurants, how do they call the Chamber?
Well, we have a great visitor center hotline. That's 207-288-5103. And it's manned by some of our visitor center staff who are really well versed in the area. They make a point to go to all the different businesses, whether it's a hotel, restaurant, some of the shops. Sounds like a great job.
Yeah.
No, but they know all of the different areas, nooks and crannies of this island. So they're a great resource, and you should definitely give them a call.
All right. Well, the sun's peeking out a little bit, but we're expecting a little rain. Come to Bar Harbor, whether it's sunshine, whether it's a little bit of liquid sunshine, or whatever. Bar Harbor is a great place to be.
It really is.
Until next week, you are...
Here in Bar Harbor?
And Jennifer Wright.
And I'm Jennifer Wright.
You're on vacation, I know. You can't remember. Have a good week.
Thanks.